Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Progressive Discussions. I'm your host, as you all know. If you've been following my show, I'm your host, James P. Madonna. I've been doing this since 2007, and I just want to say, I want to give out an early Happy New Year 2024. Well, welcome to 2024. And that will be tomorrow here on the East Coast of the United States in the Northeast, Eastern Time. Tomorrow is New Year's Eve. And I will be doing my show, The Original Holistic Health Talk, starting at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. So that will officially be the New Year's Eve show for the ending of 2023. And, just like everyone says every year, we hope the new year brings much better health, good luck, happiness, and prosperity. Well, we'll see what happens. If Americans make it their business to get their asses, the asses of the masses, make it their business to vote in November 2024, then you will see prosperity, because if most Americans actually did vote, no Republican, racist, fascist, greedy, sometimes evil politician will ever get elected. Nope. Because most Americans have common sense. They don't have to be brilliant, but they know who is not working for them and instead working for the fat cats only. They know it. They know it. when they go to the grocery store, and it costs a small fortune to buy groceries, not to mention utilities, not to mention paying off their um, the car that they got ripped off with, insurance, everything, utilities. I'm convinced that the general all-around cost of living is a racket. I think it's rigged racketeering, because it keeps on going up. And I think it's part of price gouging, especially groceries. And real estate, like the cost of rents and what people have to pay for a mortgage to own their own home, the so-called pipe dream, called the American dream. I mean, people can't afford it. I mean, it's the average American salary is not a living wage. And between that and the property taxes, and you get hammered. Uh, it's insane uh, to live in or near a major American city, and if you don't own a home, to have to pay, let's see, uh, I think for a two-bedroom apartment, I think it's like $2,500. I know it's like that on the West Coast. It's like it might even be that for a one-bedroom now. I know New York City, Manhattan is a total uh, ripoff, a fool's paradise. Um, I know they're getting a small fortune in rent for a studio apartment, which is not really a studio anymore. They cut them in half. But if you go to San Diego, Los Angeles, San Francisco, especially San Francisco, San Diego, you're talking about $2,500 a month rent. Seattle is not cheap either. They they use that excuse, supply and demand excuse, uh, as I mean, the supply and demand concept as an excuse to price gouge the consumer and totally bend you over without any lubrication. This is capitalism for you. Welcome to capitalism. Everything you're going through is because of capitalism and the greed and selfishness and lack of integrity, dishonesty in business. This is all due to capitalism. Now, leading into that, I just want to say something about. I thought it was funny. Mickey Haley's response to what started the Civil War. First of all, it looked like she was right. It looked like there was a neoliberal plant from the Democratic Party there to ask that politically correct question, and it was obvious. I mean, Republicans are stupid, but she was not stupid by saying that was a plant. I think it was, and the idiot, instead of talking about the economy and the Biden administration pissing away billions on other countries, just giving away all this money to other countries, and coddling and sucking up to the fascist Netanyahu of Israel and the crybaby that keeps playing a big violin, the melodramatic President Zelensky of Ukraine, always uh, whining and crying for more and more money. Okay, instead of talking about something important like health care, like the cost of living, like immigration reform, and what's going on at the border. They have to bring up a racial issue, the neoliberals of the Democratic Party. I'm I'm no conservative. I'm a far left-wing democratic socialist, but I have to be honest. I will be honest, and uh, I will shoot straight from the hip as far as what I can see is the truth and reality. I don't care if it hurts the Democrats or Republicans or whatever, because I want nothing to do with establishment politics and any political party. Nothing. Nikki Haley, okay, was asked a question, and instead of saying, to be perfectly honest with you, I don't really know for sure what started the Civil War. I mean, that would have been honest. Jesse Ventura was like that when he ran for governor of Minnesota. He was very honest. And people appreciate a person that is honest enough to admit they don't know. And instead of somebody just making up something and bullshitting them. There's a lot of fast talkers on social media, especially if they're trying to sell something. I happen to think the general public really doesn't trust fast talking people, sales people, or politicians. But anyway, Nikki Haley mentions that same bullshit about well, the Civil War started because they were trying to the North was trying to take away our freedoms, our freedoms. They're taking the government is trying to take away our freedoms. Listen, the North and the South back then, just like Republicans and Democrats, are under the same U.S. Constitution. So a state in the deep South doesn't have any more or less rights under the Constitution as the North or as Washington, D.C. We're all under the same Constitution. So that thing about rights is, freedoms, they're always crying and whining about their freedoms being taken away, just like they cry about their guns being taken away, and no one has yet taken their guns away. Uh, I'm talking about honest, law-abiding citizens. So, and then, what a Republican's really talking about when they cry about their freedoms being taken away is they want the freedom to lie. They want the freedom to discriminate. They want the freedom to rip off their customers and screw people over for money. They want the freedom to give all the tax breaks to the rich and put the burden on the middle class. They want the freedom to not help the poor and have them so desperate that they would gladly work for slave wages or become slaves. They want the freedom for all wickedness. They don't really want the freedom to do anything positive because it's all about them and their rich friends. That's the freedom that they're referring to. And then Joe Biden says, "Oh, the Civil War was definitely the result of slavery. It was caused by slavery." Of course, of course, Joe Biden says that. He's pandering for the black vote. That's why he said that. It's obvious. No, the Civil War was caused by economic reasons, due to the poverty in the South and all the industry being in the North. And that's what really triggered it. Slavery was just the way life was back then. I'm not condoning it, but I'm just saying, even the founding fathers, before the before and during the American Revolution, they were all rich landowners. They had their plantations, and those are the ones who were allowed to vote. Back in the colonial days, are the rich the rich white Caucasian landowners. When I say white, I mean lily white. Like Anglo people. They're men, not women, not Native Americans who really owned this country in reality, and got it and had everything stolen from them and taken away by force, by extortion. Now, there were Anglo lily white rich men that owned land that were allowed to make all the decisions, and they kept slaves. They kept slaves back then. That it wasn't nice, it wasn't right, but that was the life back then. So Nikki Haley's full of shit. I don't think she's going to make it at all, honestly. I don't think she could debate others like New Jersey's Chris Christie and the others that are running, the other Republicans. There's no way. She's an idiot. She reminds me of Sarah Palin, and what was the other moron? I think she was from Minnesota. Barbara Bachman. She was a real ultra right-wing nut. She was out of her mind. Excuse me while I sip on my special tea. I got green tea with matcha, organic. I have organic chai tea, and I have Celestial Seasonings Lemon Zinger, all combined. Okay. Hopefully I have enough time to get into these topics here. Oh, I'm sorry. I just decided on something. Let's start with some Chiseler's Hall of Shame, consumer-oriented topics here on Progressive Discussions. Let me do a screen share. It's only me. Hopefully one or two other people I know are coming aboard, but my two co-hosts are busy. They're busy. There we go. Quaker Oats recalls granola bars, cereals nationwide over salmonella risk. I just want everybody to know that I do not buy any nationally advertised food because I know what's in it. Crap, chemicals, preservatives, genetically modified foods. And there's the fake smiling face of a Quaker. He was probably at that time the CEO of the company, and they just put a wig, a powder wig on him, whatever, and that hat. Or he's fictitious. The Quaker Oats Company said Friday, oh, by the way, oatmeal is loaded with toxic lectins. You have to rinse them very well under running water. I'm sure most people don't know that. Until the water runs clear. The Quaker Oats Company said Friday that it is recalling some granola bars and granola cereals sold across the United States because they could be contaminated with salmonella, a potentially lethal bacterium. Okay. All right. See here for a full list of recalled products which were sold in all 50 U.S. states and Puerto Rico and Guam and Saipan, according to Quaker Oats. No other Quaker products are affected, the company said. Yeah, but do you trust any of them? I don't. And then, they go into talking about how serious salmonella is. Salmonella, the people that are most susceptible to salmonella are the young, elderly people and those with weakened immune systems. The organism causes an estimated 1.3 million infections in Americans every year, resulting in an average of more than 26,000 hospitalizations and 420 deaths. The CDC data shows. Symptoms of infection usually occur within 12 hours to 3 days after eating contaminated food and include diarrhea, fever, nausea, and abdominal cramps. Quaker, which is owned, this is interesting, Quaker, which is owned by beverage and snacks giant PepsiCo, said it hasn't received any confirmed reports of people getting sick after eating the recalled products. So PepsiCo can care less if there's salmonella in the granola bars. They don't want to lose money. They can care less about the health of their customers. Quaker said it has informed the Food and Drug Administration of the recall. Okay, PepsiCo, even more so than Quaker, you are inducted into the Progressive Discussions Chiseler's Hall of Shame. Let me see about the list. Yeah, you know what? Forget it. Just don't buy Quaker. I get non-GMO certified organic oatmeal, rolled oats, that I rinse very thoroughly at the kitchen sink until the water runs clear. Right? All right. Yeah, I'm getting the consumer related articles first. No, this is interesting. Let me see who left me a message. My live stream show is on now. Just go to YouTube and type in Progressive Discussions. If you want to come aboard, you're more than welcome. I'm just responding to a friend. Says here, cinnamon applesauce investigation finds lead levels more than 2,000 times higher than proposed standards, FDA says. Wow, 2,000 times higher. That's pretty bad. Here's I guess the headquarters here, U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Food and Drug Administration. Okay. The FDA says its investigation into contaminated cinnamon applesauce pouches Hasn't found any other products that need to be recalled. Well, let's see what's going on here. Tests. Oh, tests of cinnamon samples collected during a U.S. Food and Drug Administration inspection of a facility in Ecuador linked with contaminated applesauce pouches turned up. Ecuador. What company is it? Turned up lead levels that were more than 2,000 times higher than proposed standards, the agency said Monday. The FDA continues to investigate high lead levels in cinnamon applesauce pouches that were sold in the United States. The agency says there have been at least 69 reports of illnesses, all in children under 6, linked to pouches sold under the Wanabana, Weiss, and Schnucks brands. Schnucks. You should call it Schmucks. And those products have been recalled. Oh my God. 2,000 times higher than the safe level. See, I don't buy nationally advertised anything. Wow. And then it goes into details. Details that I don't want to bore you with. During a recent FDA inspection of an austral food facility in Ecuador, investigators took samples of cinnamon that were supplied by another company, Negasmart. The samples had extremely high levels of lead contamination. So the lead is coming from this cinnamon. Not that cinnamon is high in lead. This particular cinnamon, for some reason. Cinnamon is one of nature's most medicinal spices. So they're trying to find out what products this particular cinnamon from this company is used as far as other food companies making applesauce. So evidently the problem is the cinnamon. So shame on you. Really. Never heard of them. Negasmart. Yeah. You would be smart to avoid all nationally advertised cinnamon flavored applesauce right now. Unless you're putting your own pure cinnamon powder in your own food yourself, which is what I do. It's horrible. All right. Hall of Shame, another inductee into the Chiseler's Hall of Shame. Let me see. Should I go? Yeah, let's see what's going on with this bloated toad, just the asshole governor of Florida, Ron DeSantis. Maybe could be a video. Hold on. Oh, interesting. This won't take long. Doesn't surprise me. It says here, okay, from Really American, which is a great publication. Clean air is not woke. Imagine being the governor of a state and thinking that stoking an irrational fear of wokeness is more important than responsible action on clean air for your residents. Ron DeSantis has once again failed Florida residents in an ill-advised bid to make a misguided political statement. Incredibly, Florida is the sole state that rejected millions aimed at reducing emissions in 2021. Congress allocated uh, Congress allocated $6.4 billion to combat tailpipe emissions and address climate change impacts across states. Among the recipients, Florida was earmarked to receive $320 million, ranking as the third highest allocation nationwide. Initiatives proposed by the state's Department of Transportation included expanding trucker parking at rest stops to alleviate the statewide shortage that prolonged drivers' journeys and increase pollution. Additionally, suggestions encompass investing in electric buses and roundabouts to curtail emissions during traffic light idling. Well, now Florida is the first state to use high-speed trains, a high-speed rail, which I am very shocked. I'm very shocked and I'm very impressed. But I have a feeling it was not Ron DeSantis' idea. I have a strong intuition about that. I would be shocked if it was. Despite these eco-friendly proposals, last month saw Florida's Department of Transportation, led by Secretary Jared Perdue, declining participation in the federal program, labeling the initiative as part of the continued politicization, as in politicize, politicization, I'm sorry, of our roadways. Politicization. It's a tricky word. For me, it is. His sentiments mirrored those of Governor Ron DeSantis, who has controversially dismissed climate change as the politicization of the weather. No, it's the scientific reality of the weather. And guess what state that the rising sea levels caused by global warming is going to affect first? You got it. The world's biggest sandbar, Florida. Florida will be no more. Okay. They politicize everything, Republicans. Everything. Just like the holy roller, zealot, evangelicals, the lunatics, religious freaks that belong to that cult. They believe every little thing is from either God or the devil. Anything negative, even if you stub your toe, it's from the devil. Strikingly, Florida now stands isolated as the sole state rejecting the funding, and any mention of the state's emission reducing plan has been expunged from its official website. They're just spiting the Biden administration. That's all. I think it's done out of spite against Washington. They're still fighting the Civil War, and a Democrat in Washington represents the Yankees of the North. Even in contrast to Texas, known for its conservative stance. I wish the motherfuckers really do secede from the Union. Florida remains isolated in its refusal of the allocated funds. You know what the funny part is? That the brain cell deficient morons of Florida reelected this guy. Just like the ultra right wing imbeciles in Kentucky keep on reelecting Turtlehead, Mitch McConnell, even though he's 1,000 years old. Texas, while often vying for conservative credentials alongside Governor DeSantis, has confirmed its intent to accept the allocated $641 million. Okay, all right. Well, Texas has a few extra brain cells than Floridians have. It's no wonder DeSantis' presidential campaign is on life support. Hey, good riddance to bad rubbish. That's what I say. To be sure to follow at Really American One on Instagram and on Twitter. Well, it's called X now, which is stupid. Tampa Bay Times, Florida, the only state to turn down millions to lessen emissions, the feds say. The state transportation department left $320 million on the table, saying it wouldn't support the continued politicization of our roadways. Pieces of shit. As my Italian grandfather used to say, skooma. There's skooma. It's like saying scumbag. Let me see. What's this? Well, I mean, I don't blame. I know what comment I'm supposed to make about this article. It's not really. I don't have the article is not a problem. Hold on. Happy New Year's Eve, my dear James from Japan. Good morning, Masumi. Good morning. And happy Sunday to you. It is now 10:39 a.m. Sunday, and it happens to be New Year's Eve in Japan. So, happy New Year's to you and your family and everyone in the the Chiba prefecture, Chiba, and the Tokyo area. And you will be celebrating New Year's Eve later on tonight at 12 midnight. And mine will be tomorrow. So thank you for stopping by, Masumi. Thank you for stopping by with your New Year's Eve wishes. Debsio 344. Hello to you also. Are you from Twitch, Debsio? You're very welcome, Masumi. Very welcome. Okay. Let's see. All right. Okay. United Kingdom, Japan, and Italy team up to build 6th-generation fighter planes. Well, you know what? With the tensions going on in that part of the world, in the eastern part of Asia, between um, the evil dictator uh, um, Kim Jong Un of North Korea, and then uh, uh, um, President Xi of China, and yeah, between those two, um, there's a lot of tension, a lot of stress in Eastern Asia. Um, Stress, people, I mean, countries, areas suffering the stress would be Taiwan, South Korea, Japan, um, and in the case of South China Sea, the Philippines. Okay, that's why the United States naval forces is in that area, in those areas. Um, Now, what I have to say about fifth and sixth generation fighter planes, let's just say sixth generation fighter planes, okay, which is the most modern, technologically advanced fighter planes or planes in general. Um, yes, they cost a huge fortune a piece. So, since they cost so much and they're so advanced, how come uh, other articles that I have read stated that they cannot land on an aircraft carrier? They'll fly right off the even the largest aircraft carriers and go straight down into the ocean, where it would cost another fortune to retrieve them. And why would you want to jeopardize a plane that costs that much if it can't take off and land on an aircraft carrier? Aircraft carriers are very important nowadays. You know, I don't understand it. And I'm talking, I'm not blaming, I'm not singling out the United Kingdom, Japan, and Italy. I'm singling out the United States. What kind of thinking was put into the engineering, the design of these sixth generation planes? I don't understand it. Let's see. Well, this is good news. Let's see what we got here. Okay. Science alert. Scientists, hold on, let me get rid of this annoying advertisement. Scientists destroy 99% of cancer cells in the lab using vibrating molecules. And that's the computer image, I'm assuming, of a tumor, a cancerous tumor, the blood vessels that connect to the human body to feed it. Illustration of a cancer cell. Okay, gotcha. Scientists have discovered a new way to destroy cancer cells, stimulating aminocyanine molecules with near-infrared light, causing them to vibrate in sync enough to break apart the membranes of cancer cells. I know infrared light very well. It's heat. It's a very deep penetrating light. I've used it for reptiles. Aminocyanine molecules are already used in bioimaging as synthetic dyes, commonly used in low doses to detect cancer. They stay stable in water and are very good at attaching themselves to the outside of cells. All right, so medical science is very familiar with them. All right. Okay. And this is what happens on the right in the right image when the infrared light is applied. The says molecular jackhammer. I guess that's the side. What is it called? The amino cyanine. Okay. How the vibration mechanism works. I don't know what the hell I'm looking at, but I take their word for it. The research team from Rice University, Texas A&M University, and University of Texas says the new approach is a marked improvement over another kind of cancer-killing molecular machine previously developed, called Faringa-type motors, which could also break the structures of problematic cells. Okay. They called the new generation of molecular machines molecular jackhammers. Okay. They are more than 1 million times faster in their mechanical motion than the former Faringa type motors, and they can be activated with near infrared light rather than visible light. Gotta love science. You know, God bless them. You know, the use of near infrared light is important because it enables scientists to get deeper into the body. Cancer in bones and organs could potentially be treated without needing surgery to get to the cancer growth. In tests on cultured lab-grown cancer cells, the molecular jackhammer method scored a 99% hit rate at destroying the cells. The approach was also tested on mice with melanoma tumors, and half the animals became cancer-free. God bless them. You gotta love science. You know, the right-wing Republicans are anti-science. You know, unless it's a rich member of their rich family that gets sick, that's all they care about. If it's one of the general population, then they consider them to be moochers and they can care less if you drop dead. I hate to be blunt, but that's how it is. What is this guy doing? It's a funny advertisement for tinnitus. China's lander detects giant polygonal structures buried beneath Mars. Really? Wouldn't that be incredible if they actually found archaeological ruins, ancient ruins on Mars? That would be unbelievably exciting. You know, China has a very modern high-tech space program that the United States media doesn't talk about. I thought this guy is trying to listen to people having sex in the next apartment, you know, holding the old cup against the wall. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. Well, I like articles like this because they're positive. They're positive in a revolutionary way. Let's see what we got here. Oh, this is funny. Let me see if there's a pause button on it. I hope there is. No, there's no pause button. All right, let's see what we got.
Campaign wrapping paper, which features his mugshot with a festive Santa hat to boot. One set of 3. Here it is, the official Trump 2024 campaign wrapping paper, which features his mugshot with a festive Santa hat to boot. One set of 3 sheets for $35. It's highway robbery. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's more expensive than the gifts I buy.
That's crazy.
Am I that cheap? Yes.
And if you want to burn more of your money, you can buy the Trump mugshot stocking for Christmas, because who doesn't want to hang that on their fireplace?
It looks like Trump's scowling at you the whole time. The wrapping paper is hilarious. That stocking is creepy. So, and of course, let's always mention the same thing, which is his slogan, and that he sold on the t-shirts in the first place, and that's on that stocking, is never surrender. That's a photo of him surrendering to authorities.
Here it is, the official Trump 2024 campaign wrapping paper, which features his mugshot with a festive Santa hat to boot.
It's so funny. Donald Trump's 3 sheets of Donald Trump's wrapping paper, $35. You believe that? That's incredible. Okay, let's see what's going on here with Tesla's robot. All right. What the hell's going on here? Wait a minute. Who is this jabroni? Oh, this is an advertisement.
They're in the back room if they're not answering. Yep. Hold on.
Hey, come out. Yeah, I'm gonna stab him because he pushed my baby.
Go. Give me a taser. Come on, Kitty.
No, drop it! Why did you shoot? Drop it!
Tase them both. Where's the article?
Ten months, 4 bidding wars, 3 weeks to iron out the details. It wasn't easy finding our joust.
Gene House.
Well, this is
But
not
after
the
a few
article.
minor alterations, it's the
Mike
perfect
Huckabee
Thankfully,
is
choosing
the
NJM
moron.
Insurance was easy. They tailored a policy to our specific needs. We can be a little particular.
With NJM, you get the coverage that's right for you and top-rated customer service.
Oh, careful. Don't spill on the Jable.
No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. NJM.
Also this from social media. Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is being criticized for invoking the Israel-Hamas war into her Christmas message. She wrote in part, quote, "In the story of Christmas, Christ was born in modern-day Palestine under the threat of a government engaged in a massacre of innocents. Thousands of years later, right-wing forces are violently occupying Bethlehem as similar stories unfold for today's Palestinians, so much so that the Christian community in Bethlehem has canceled this year's Christmas Eve celebration out of both fear for their safety and respect." Former Arkansas Governor Mike Huckabee joins me now to respond to that. I'm sure you have a lot of thoughts, Governor. What do you think about her Christmas message?
Well, there's a lot to unpack in that, Carly.
Yeah.
First of all, is she not aware that Jesus was Jewish? Is she not aware that the whole term Palestinian meant Jewish people until 1962, when Yasser Arafat co-opted the term and created a nation and made up a people and called them the Palestinians, who previously were Jordanian? Is she aware at all of the fact that when she talks about how Bethlehem is not letting the Christians celebrate Christmas, back in the 80s, and I was going there since 1973, but in the 80s, up until then, 80% of the population of Bethlehem was Christian. 20% was something else. Now it's 80% Muslim, and there's only about 15% Christian, because the Christians were pretty much burned out and shut down by the radical Muslims who took it over back during the Intifada. So this is a person who is utterly ignorant about what she's talking about, and she may ought to stick to something she knows, like bartending, because for gosh sake, she has no clue about the history of the Middle East.
Well, I don't believe anything from Fox News. But isn't it funny? This is the article. This is what I wanted to show. Oh. Let's see if it works this time. Unbelievable.
Few minor alterations. It's the perfect fit.
Thankfully, choosing NJM for home insurance was easy. They tailored a policy to our specific needs. We can be a little particular.
With NJM, you get the coverage that's right for you and top-rated customer service.
Oh, careful. Don't spill the jable.
No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. NJM.
It's got 10 fingers and can dance just as good as Elon Musk. What is it? I'm the Cyber Guy. Follow me at cyberguy.com and sign up for my newsletter. Now, if your answer is an update to Tesla's humanoid robot, you got it. Tesla has released the second generation of its attempt at designing a human-like robot, the Optimus Gen 2. Unlike humanoid robots from tech companies like Boston Dynamics, the Optimus Gen 2 is not designed to do backflips or jump across gaps, but is designed to be mass-produced for use in the workforce as soon as possible. Aside from the sleek new look, hardware updates on this model mean that it's 22 pounds lighter, moves 30% faster, and has improved hands with 11 degrees of movement freedom, as well as tactile sensors for better manipulation of objects. Considering how quickly AI learning is improving the way humanoid robots interact with the world, robots like this may be stepping into the workforce sooner than expected. Only thing it won't be asking for? A raise anytime soon. More crazy cool inventions at cyberguy.com.
That's the reason why I wanted to play this video. What the robot will not be doing is asking for a raise. Yeah, which gives away the real purpose for mass producing these humanoid robots. Okay, is cheap, free, well, not free, because they have to buy the robots and they have to maintain them. Cheap, relatively low cost, legal slave labor, robotics. That's the point I wanted to make about that video. And his statement says it all. Let's see. Well, now we're to get into science and one of my favorite subjects, which is robotics. Boy, Fox News loves to do robotics topics, because I think they would love to see corporations replace humans, and because of their greed, increase their profits. What's going on here? I'm gonna have to do this again. Jeez. Still not working. It's crazy. I don't know. Give me a problem here. What's going on? No. I just played this idiot. Oh, it's a duplicate. The damn thing, it's a duplicate video. Boy, look at this. Fox News again. My God. Fox News again. They got a thing for robotics, and I think that's the reason. They would love to see real human employees lose their jobs. Everything is about greed and profit with these demons, these pieces of shit. Okay. Well, we're moving quickly. What's going on here? Oh, gee. It's about time. Artificial intelligence gives birth to artificial intelligence. Well, I could have told you that. Scientists say machine intelligence now capable of replicating without humans. What did I say? Self-evolving artificial intelligence. Scientists explain groundbreaking new tech discovery. Groundbreaking, huh? Yeah, until they turn on us.
A Verbo is for sharing all kinds of moments. From post-concert bliss to pre-game hype. Because with a Verbo, it's always just you, your people, and no one else.
Hey, blow it out of your ass.
AI generates AI really means that we are building a lot of the AI design tools that can automatically help us design an AI model. That means basically from the data generation and all the way to the model deployment and testing, that you can use these AI tools to assist you to design this model. In the past, our technology is a breakthrough in the sense that for the first time, we have designed a fully automated pipeline that you can design an AI model without human intervention in the process. Right? In the past, people have dreamed about this, and have also created pieces of this technology, right? So here and there, but we put everything together and also innovated a few steps further, and then designed a fully automated pipeline.
So basically, we're leveraging the foundation models that are behind ChatGPT to develop the tools. We use those tools to automatically generate the compact models, efficient models for endpoint devices. How the AI will evolve and compare to human intelligence. I think for bigger models like ChatGPT and for the models running on the cloud, I think that's more the direction they are working on. Well, we are working on.
What happened? Something went wrong? Refresh your browser. All right, I'm refreshing my browser. What's going on here? Sabotage.
You leave it or not, baby. At University of Phoenix, you could earn your master's.
For under 11,000.
11.
Yes, 11!
Master's degree for under 11K in less than a year.
Some things are too obvious to be a coincidence. Earn your competency-based master's at University of Phoenix.
AI generates AI really means that we help us design an AI model, that generation, and all the way to the model deployment and testing that you can use through.
We're leveraging the improving models and
well, without people getting confused by what these programmers or engineers are talking about, the whole point is that they said within 10 years, artificial intelligence, in this case robotics, will not require humans to instruct them or teach them anything, and they will be able to replicate themselves, which according to science is extremely exciting to them, but to the average layperson, their gut feeling is that that's not good, because then they will not require humans for much of anything, and they'll analyze and scrutinize us to the point where they will acknowledge that we have always been a problem, we are inferior, and they'll pretty much turn against us. I watched a video about the sophistication of drones in that case, and all right, this is what I'm going to have to do. There's no pause button, so I'm going to have to be quick about this. Let's see.
Brick Lane robot is an AI-powered robot that operates from a truck, expanding a 105 feet arm and precisely laying up to 300 large bricks per hour. FBR, the creator, claims that it's 20 times faster than human bricklayers. The robot can build up to 3-story structure without a ladder and works in various weather conditions. Will this be the future of construction? Let me know in the comments down below. This AI robot could build a home within a day. The Hadrian X bricklaying robot is an AI-powered robot that operates from a truck, expanding a 105 feet arm and precisely laying up to 300 large bricks per hour. FBR, the creator, claims that it's 20 times faster than human bricklayers. The robot can build up to 3-story structure without a ladder and works in various weather conditions. Will this be the future of construction? Let me know in the comments down below.
Well, construction workers, kiss your jobs goodbye. That's what that means. Even construction workers will be replaced by robotics. So far, the future does not look as bright as the Pollyannas would make it out to be. Let me check this one. I got 2 more. That's it. And they're videos, thank God.
Fairbanks, Alaska, just destroyed the billion-dollar.
Getting across town might one day be all about going up.
It's a long way up, a lot of escalators.
Climbing to the city's highest points and searching out the open air.
Check it out. Look at this. Wow, we are above it all. Cars turning around the corner, including Hong Kong's iconic red taxis.
And if you can imagine, if we have all this traffic congestion on the road being split out to multiple levels, we would no longer have the congestion.
Now, the day when we no longer have to be down there, stuck in a taxi with smoggy traffic, and instead fly above it all, may no longer be the stuff of science fiction. In fact, aerospace engineers from Munich, Germany say the sky's the limit when it comes to accelerating access to a carbon-free commute.
Well, flying was always one of my biggest dreams. I was fascinated by moving in the third dimension, by the freedom that you can associate with flying.
Daniel Wigand has been envisioning what the future of flight might look like since his days at university, watching videos of military aircraft taking off and landing vertically.
I thought to myself, if we could make those machines electric and a bit smaller and produce in more scale, it would be a perfect means of transportation because it's fast, it's sustainable, it's very low noise, and you don't need a high-speed infrastructure on the ground.
Convinced the math worked, Daniel and 3 other students from the Technical University of Munich founded Lilium, an aerospace company based on the belief that electric airplanes could not only fly, but also be a viable mobility option.
The basic physical feasibility was kind of our North Star for all those years. And then, of course, we started actually flight testing the airplanes and we had the confirmation in flight.
Billed as the first electric vertical and takeoff landing jet, Lilium's in its 5th generation of test flight models.
There's basically 2 elements that make the Lilium jet unique. So wings, unlike a helicopter design, for example, are much more efficient in forward flight. It need less energy. And the second piece is that we are using electric jet engines, or so-called electric ducted fans, to propel the aircraft. They work in the same principle like a classic gas turbine engine, but instead of having a gas turbine in the center turning that fan, we have an electric motor that turns the fan. And then we have embedded those engines into the wings, and that makes the aircraft lighter and more efficient because the surface of the engines here is now generating lift like a wing in the forward flight. The rear of the aircraft has no tail, because we are fully stabilizing the aircraft with software. Now, all these features are there to enhance the range of the aircraft because we have very little energy in the battery cells. So this is where we make the heart of our aircraft This is the prototyping lab for the battery packs.
The biggest hurdle to converting to electric flight is energy storage.
So this one was the first one which flew in 2019, and they did a very nice job on the aircraft, but we wanted to have less cells and we also wanted to have less weight. And then if we go over here, this is the latest design, and here you can see the cell that then actually goes into the certification aircraft. It's a classic pouch cell design similar to what you would find in automotive applications in size and in production. Sometimes people make estimates of electric aircraft capability based on old batteries, but if you fast forward maybe 15 years and you extrapolate where the battery technology will be by then, it quickly becomes visible that we can do 30 or 50% of all passenger miles flown in battery electric airplanes maybe by 2050.
Pioneering a new way to fly requires constantly figuring out what could fail.
Here actually we have a fan, one of our older designs that we tested for bird strike. And as you can see, it survived. We have a bit of minimal damage, but it survives and can still produce the thrust that we want.
Things look like everything is going to come together in a 3D model, but putting them together and making sure that it can be repeatably done is the tricky part, and that's what we're trying to solve.
The futuristic design of what will be a 7-seater aircraft is not by accident.
The favorite thing about is actually the exterior silhouette. I always have in mind this very seamless and very, let's say, flowing shape of the exterior. It's actually the first thing that really captures and kind of projects you in the future.
Rooftop landing. Okay, you have to point out which roof again.
While the plane awaits final certification from both US and European regulators, test pilots are prepping for Lilium's first manned flight.
Accelerating. There we go. It's a gentle climb, 75, okay? It's something new. We're at the beginning still of what's going to be a long journey. It's a concept, it's a new style of flying. Why don't you want to get involved in it?
On the surface of the wing, right?
As the team of over 800 begins production on an electric plane that can transport passengers, the final piece of the puzzle is making sure it fits into a sustainable ecosystem.
What we mainly believe in is in using electric flight to do intercity connections. So when you do regional flight, you very quickly get into hours of time saving, sometimes 3, 4, 5 hours compared to a car trip on the ground. And that's really the problem we want to solve. What I have learned from our engineers and people in this sector here is that engineers always find a solution. It's incredible, no matter how big the problem is, they will solve it as long as you don't violate basic physical principles. And I think that gives us and gives me amazing hope for solving the climate change problem.
Okay, the last topic, thank God, is a video. I saved the best for last. The last topic for this week's New Year's Eve 2024 discussion. Let's see how we're going to do this. Now this is, it's called Hyper Revolution Beyond the Limit. The company's called Unitree. Release B2 is the most advanced humanoid robot so far, or it is, I'm sorry, it is, it looks like it's a quadruped, like a dog, like a robot dog. I'm sorry, not humanoid, but it's extremely impressive. It's one of the most advanced robots today, and It's not a humanoid robot. It's the quadruped, I think they call it, four-legged. Let's see. Okay, folks, here we go. Yeah, blow it out of your ass. And that wraps it up for our deep and sometimes serious topics for progressive discussions. And like I said, I'm flying solo this week. There might be a few people, 1 to 3 people that might come on the show. And let's see what happens. Anyone out there on YouTube or Twitch have any questions or topics they want to bring up? Feel free. Okay, well, I'm waiting for a response. I'm just gonna relax and have some more of my tea. I am really a dark roast, top shelf, organic coffee enthusiast. I love very high quality coffee, but I can't drink coffee at night because then I will watch the sunrise. I won't be able to sleep. So it is tea. Or I could do hot cocoa, but that involves more. Yeah, that involves me being away from the studio. And I could make hot cocoa if I had a full panel. If it wasn't a holiday weekend and I had a full panel and I can get away. But not when I'm flying solo. So let's see what's going on here. Let's see. Should I or shouldn't I? Well, the show must go on. This guy, this man that I've known for many years, and if he comes on, this will be his very first time on my show. This will be his debut. I mean, I'll be forced. Hold on. All right. What are you gonna do? What do you mean? How could I be offline? It's impossible. No, they're full of shit. Zuckerberg is full of shit when it comes to anything he owns. I'm telling you, that hawk-nosed scumbag must have the cheapest low-budget programmers, most likely outsourced than anybody, because there's glitches every day when it comes to anything that Zuckerberg runs. Every day. And not only that, my big Facebook groups get bombarded with the spammers and scammers, infested like cockroaches, infested. And I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't get a cut from these criminals, because he's one himself. He just probably paid off politicians to let him off scot-free. Well, I'll give it about 5 minutes, and if I don't hear from these people in 5 minutes, or maybe even 10 minutes, but I say 5 minutes, then I'm not going to wait forever. You know, but my original co-host, Mick Von Raven, and Ronnie Simpson, they're busy. Mick Von Raven is at a rock concert. Ronnie Simpson is entertaining relatives from Long Island down there in Florida. So, you know. Hey, Mr. Bart Robinson, my friend. How are you, sir? Happy an early happy 2024 to you and your family. Yes, happy New Year to you also. How are you feeling collectively, health-wise? Are you back to working out at the gymnasium? I'm glad that you stopped by. Anybody on Twitch out there have any topics they want to bring up? Any questions? This is right now when I finish the first hour of the show with the specific topics pre-planned, then the show becomes an open topic talk program where people can bring up anything that's on their mind, any subject that's important to them, as long as you're not a troll and you're not stupid and ridiculous, you know, even though a little levity is good, you know. I don't mind getting a few laughs here and there. If you ask me something stupid, or if you make a stupid comment, then I'll just mock you. But I won't pay attention to you a second time. Oh, man. Anyway, I hope everything's good with you, Bart. Let me know if you are back at the gym working out again. I am doing the original Holistic Health talk tomorrow, starting at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. And I have so much material. Oh, God. I never thought I would have more material than progressive discussions, but I do. I got I'll never run out of natural health material or fitness. Well, it looks like everything is quiet over on YouTube and Twitch. It looks like these people, these jambalonis that I know, are playing with themselves. They're not around. You know, there are people for some reason that just choose to comment via text. You know, that's what they choose to do. Now, this one guy that I sent the link to, he's a brilliant progressive. I mean, he really is. But what he does is write articles. But to get him on the show using his webcam is like pulling teeth. He doesn't have the perfect face for radio. I mean, he's a decent looking guy. I mean, he's not funny looking or ugly at all. So I don't know what his problem is. The other one, who the fuck knows what he's doing? Paul Anthony Mantia, Rockin' Paul. And he's a very interesting man, to say the least. He has his own business. He's an experienced, established recording artist, musician, clothing designer. Now he's an international journalist. Who the hell knows where he is? You know what he'll do? I'll shut down the show at a reasonable time, right? Then he'll send me a message and says, "Oh, damn it! I could have been on. I could have came on. Are you off? Is your show off?" I says, "Yeah." How long do you think I'm going to wait for you? The other one, I don't know. Maybe he thinks he has the perfect face for radio. You know, like remember the Munsters, Fred Gwynn as Herman Munster. Remember when he used to like get ready for work to work at Gateman and Graves funeral home, Mr. Gateman, and he would look in the mirror and say, "Oh, you handsome devil, you," and then the mirror would crack. Herman Munster, remember that? Some people are like that. Bart Robinson says, "Yeah, working out as much. Yes, I can. Good for you. As much as I can, that is. Well, don't kill yourself, you know. You just like you just said, you do what you can. Do what you can." Sorry, I don't know. I was talking about these other jambalonis. Sorry, I don't do panels. But hey, maybe some days. Maybe someday. I always support you. Thank you. Yes, you do. You support me, and Daryl Messias of Northern California support me. You're consistent, good friends that come on the show. You know, and Tommy Carroll. There's Tommy Carroll. There's the King of Dot from Cincinnati, or King of Dots. I forgot if it's Dots or Dot. He comes on the show. There's what's the other guy? Brian something. I forgot it. I'm all confused. Brian. I think his name is Brian. He has an exotic last name. I don't even know how to pronounce it, but he's a pretty smart guy. He comes on the show a lot too. I can't figure out your buddy Paul. Interesting guy though. I think Paul likes drama. I think Paul feeds on drama. You know, he's melodramatic. He's, no matter where he lives, no matter where he goes, drama follows him every day of his life. I think he has drama. The only way a person has constant drama and stress is when they look for drama, and drama finds them as they're looking. If you make common sense decisions in your life and you avoid drama and you avoid conflict, and you know how to spot red flags in order to avoid that, you won't have it. See me, I have a very peaceful existence. But I tell him, I scold him, but it doesn't end. It doesn't end. Yeah, he's a should I say he's an attention whore. I hate to say it, but it's true. I have to be honest. Overwhelms? Yeah. He doesn't let anybody else talk. I know a few people like that. He's not the only one, but he's definitely the worst. No, I take that back. There was another guy. I used to do shows with very self-centered, very narcissistic. I don't know. I don't know why I find these people. Gary Owens. He would not let anybody else talk. Also, you know. But Paul, forget it. Paul likes to totally dominate it. You would think he's the host of the show. I said to him, you know what? You're good at doing your own shows. You have to fly solo because you just won't let anybody else talk. Now, when I was on his radio show, he does a radio show. He has a huge following. When I occasionally go on his radio show, he does let me talk. When I'm on his show, he lets me talk. When he's on my show, maybe it's because he's on video and he gets all excited, you know. He's got his tie-dyed shirt. He's got the glowing lights. You know, he's got his pearly white teeth flashing when he smiles. You know, I mean, maybe that's just the way he reacts when he's on video. You know, it's different. Like if you're on a radio show and you're just doing audio with no camera, you could be naked as a jaybird. You could be in your underwear in bed doing a radio show. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You could be in your underwear at the kitchen table eating. Well, if you're eating, they can tell. That's not good. You know, because then you hear somebody chomping with fucking food in their mouth. It's disgusting. No, but what I mean is, you know, you can relax when people only hear audio. You don't have to, like I'm doing, you don't have to like sit up straight and worry about combing your hair, you know, and put on a nice shirt if you have to. You don't have to worry about a damn thing. You just friggin' you could just lie around and be on a radio show. It's interesting. And another thing about audio is the people listening, your listeners. In this case, people are viewers. Your listeners focus on the content of what you have to say only, because that is all they have to focus on. When they look at a video, they're listening to you, but they're also looking at you, scrutinizing things about you. This is what a handicapped, the disabled person told me, who happens to be very, very highly intelligent, doesn't want to do video because people will use his disability against him. People will, you know, prejudge him, look at him like he's like less of a person, and they won't focus 100% on the content of what he has to say, because they'll see his handicap and they'll feel sorry for him, and he just doesn't want to be in that position. And this is another positive aspect of going audio. Now, if a person, for whatever reason, whether it's logical or not, if a person chooses not to go video, they can select an avatar, they can create an avatar, or they can select a nice photo of themselves that they like, or even an image, any image they want. And they can have the image appear kind of like this. Hello, and you can see the halo going in and out as I'm talking. Now you don't see me, but you hear me, okay? And you can use more than one avatar, and it's perfectly fine. It's like a radio podcast, you know? Yeah, it's a streamed it's a streamed internet radio station that goes worldwide. He has a worldwide audience and a lot of people. Let me see if I could tell you. I'll tell you what the station is. No, see, nowhere to be found. These jabronis. Yeah, I mean, I could have took the night off too, you know. I'll tell you exactly what it is. OBC Radio. O is in octopus. B is in bumblebee. C is in cahoots. Or C is in crab legs. King crab legs, right? OBC. And they have a Facebook profile. And it's a big following. Now let's see if this other jabroni is around. Michael Goldsmith Hilton. Oh, he's not around. What are you gonna do? But it was a good show. OBC. It's actually a pretty good radio show. He plays his music that he's played, written and played, and then he plays it for a while, and then he goes into talk for a while, and then he goes back to his music. That's pretty much what he does. He also goes live on location, showing stuff that goes on, you know, as it's happening on TikTok. Paul Mantia. Yeah, he has a TikTok profile, and he goes live on location, like a news reporter. I have a TikTok page that's doing very well. I mean, I have about 3,400 followers on my TikTok page, and but then again, I'm all over. You know, I have Twitter. Also, it's called X now. I have Instagram. I have Tumblr, Twitch, YouTube, you know, and of course Facebook. So all the same name, Progressive Discussions, which was thought up by my original co-host and the managing editor of Newsletter Censored, the Reverend Dr. William J. Eisenman, who has passed away. He was my first and original co-host, and all the shows I did with him are on my YouTube channel in a playlist. All the shows I've done with him. It's all there, including all my visits to the buffet that I used to go to, and the all-you-can-eat sushi. Anything that's important or unique, I'm on video for, and it's on my YouTube channel. The only thing I don't like, the only thing I don't like about Twitch is that even though I'm streaming to Twitch and they could see the show on Twitch, the pre-recorded, after the show is finished, there's no recording of the show on Twitch. If I do it on Twitter, it's there. Facebook, it's there. YouTube, it's there. Instagram is another problem. Instagram, it doesn't appear. It doesn't appear. That's why I stopped doing it on Instagram. Now, there's just more activity on Twitch than Twitter. Even though there is a lot of activity on Twitter, there's really nothing compares really to TikTok. When it comes to human activity, nothing compares to TikTok. Oh, Michael Hilton says, sorry, he's out drinking. He is out drinking. I thought he quit drinking. I'm still on live. I might stop the show. Mick Von Raven's at a rock concert. The other people, I don't know where they are. So I might cut the show a little short. Don't drink too much. Be careful when you get back home. That was Michael Goldsmith Hilton of, oh, there he is. Michael Goldsmith Hilton of San Francisco, California. Video killed the radio star. Well, just like I was saying before, you could be in your underwear lying in bed and do your radio show. Right? Or a person could have an avatar. Hello there. I'm doing a radio podcast right now. I could be naked as a jaybird. I could be on the toilet right now, and you would never know where I am because you do not see me. You just see an avatar. Or I could change my avatar. Let me see. All right, let's pick this positive guy over here. Hello there, Michael Goldsmith Hilton. Hey, whatever you do, don't ever get a hairstyle like this guy. This is the official Coney Island logo. Coney Island, Brooklyn Seaside Resort. Yeah, don't get a hairstyle like him. Oh, see? How a person could just unwind and relax and be lying down on a nice memory foam mattress, and nobody will ever know. You don't have to comb your hair. You don't have to do a damn thing. Podcast radio at its best, Western Mike. Well, you got the gist of it anyway. See? That's the difference. Now, if somebody wanted to be on the show with their audio, they could do the same thing. They don't have to come on video. For whatever reason, doesn't matter. If they say, look, right now I'd rather do it this way, just audio. I said, okay, fine. Pick an avatar, pick an image, upload it, and use that. So, it's possible for a person not to use a video camera and be on the show. And tomorrow I'll be on in the afternoon. All right, with the original Holistic Health Talk at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. I have a lot of topics, though. A lot of great natural health topics. Just drinking at the pub. Oh, in the suburbs, not too far from where you live. Yeah, I don't go anywhere on really New Year's Eve. I don't want to get in trouble. I don't want any problems. I just have a little private house party. I don't have anybody coming over, but I'll have something nice to eat. I'll probably have food delivered. I have a beverage, an alcoholic beverage to sip on while the New Year's Eve entertainment commences, and then I watch the big ball at Times Square in New York come down, like I usually do every year. You know, if you have a significant other going out for New Year's Eve, I've done it. It's a ripoff. It's all about the open bar, and I'm not a big drinker. So for me to spend money on dinner, which is crap, they're stingy with the portions. I've never had a top of the line dinner at a New Year's Eve package. The package of dinner and open bar, it's not worth it because I don't drink that much. So I'm wasting my money. So I'd rather just have good food at home. I got to think about what I want. Let me think. I might just have Chinese food delivered. What else? Seafood? You know what I could do? I could I'll probably get Chinese food. Have that delivered. And then I got my my rum. I got lime. I'll squeeze a whole lime in there. And I have the bottle in the freezer, so I don't need ice cubes. And I'll just relax and safely watch the festivities. And nothing's really is happening on New Year's Day anyway. It's going to be a really quiet, boring day. Maybe there's football games on. I don't know. You know. So that's it. That is it. Let me see if anybody saw. This man saw the link. He listened to my message, but he didn't see the link yet. The other one. So that's Michael J. Talmo. Heard my message, but didn't see the link. Paul Anthony Mantia, Rockin' Paul, did not see the link. So that's it. That wraps it up. You know, get home safe and sound. And yeah, the Commodore, Jeff Zambello, he asked for you. He likes you. He'll probably be on the first hour of tomorrow's show. Okay, everyone. Thank you for stopping by. Western Mike, Mr. Bart Robinson, Masumi from Japan. King of Dots said, Happy Nude Year, N-U-D-E, Happy Nude Year. Debcio 344 said hello. That's it. You know, I could have took the night off, but I figured, what the hell? I didn't want too many topics to build up where I keep the collection. I have to get rid of the material. Otherwise, I would have a shitload of topics to do next Saturday, and there won't be any room for panelists. Oh, Masumi is still watching the show. Oh, thank you, Masumi. Thank you, from Japan. I'm going to close down the show now. In Japan, it is 11, 12. Oh, it's your lunchtime. It's a 12:02 p.m. Sunday in Japan. 12:02 p.m. Sunday lunchtime. Thank you. Thank you, Masumi. Yes. Good night to you, Bart Robinson, and everyone else. Until I come up with a new brainstorm, it will probably continue to be YouTube and Twitch, because there's really no activity on Twitter. I mean, for me, there's no activity on Twitter. Okay. Have a safe, healthy, and happy New Year's Eve. Especially be safe, people. Get a well, there won't be any designated drivers if you go out, because everybody will be drunk. I think the best thing is to have a party at home, and make sure that you don't have too many guests, because they might have to sleep over. They won't be able to drive home. Those are the ones that had drink a lot on New Year's Eve. All right. Have a good one. Well, I'll be doing the show tomorrow. So I could say, give the final blessings for 2024.